The 10 Stupidest Lottery Winners. Cali Rogers, £1,900,000. At only 16 years old, Englishwoman Cali Rogers won £1,900,000 in the lottery. If you think 16 is far too young to handle that much money, well, you're absolutely right. Soon after receiving her money, Cali squandered it immediately on anything and everything. Brand name clothes, vacations, big parties, and breast augmentations, among other things. Oh, and on cocaine too, a lot of cocaine. 6 years later, Cali is completely broke and in debt. After 2 suicide attempts, she was forced to take a job as a cleaner to support herself and her 2 children. William Post, $16 million. William Post had only $2 in his bank account on the day he won the colossal sum of $16 million in the lottery. Then, everything spiraled out of control. Family members rushed in demanding he share some of his winnings. His ex-girlfriend dragged him to court to extort money from him, while his own brother hired a hitman to try and inherit more quickly. And what his family couldn't take from him, William Post squandered on buying boats and private jets. A few years later, Post was broke and in debt. He eventually died of respiratory failure in 2006. Billy Bob Harrell, $31 million. Billy Bob Harrell started his 48th year in the best way possible by pocketing the tidy sum of $31 million in the lottery. As a good Christian, he decided to give part of his winnings to his church, the poor in his neighborhood, and his friends. Unfortunately for him, the rumor that a good Samaritan was handing out money to the needy started to grow, to the point that his phone never stopped ringing. 2 years later, kind Billy no longer had the means to be generous. He was broke and heavily in debt. Amanda Clayton, $1 million. Despite having won $1 million in the lottery, Amanda Clayton, who was apparently a bit stingy, continued to do her shopping every month using the $200 in food stamps that the state of Michigan still mistakenly distributed to her. The state of Michigan logically sued her. She defended herself by declaring that she still needed money to pay for her 2 houses. An impeccable logic that did not please the judges, who sentenced her to spend some time in prison. She died of an overdose barely a year after her achievement. Jose Antonio Cuatac, $750,000. Jose Antonio Cuatac was residing illegally in the United States when luck smiled on him, and he won the tidy sum of $750,000. Thinking that since he lived illegally in the United States, he probably didn't have the right to cash this money, he asked his boss to do it for him. But once the money was pocketed, the boss thought that such a nice sum would certainly look much better in his own bank account and kept it all for himself. Jose, furious, took his employer to court and won, as there is of course no law that prohibits a foreigner from playing the lottery. However, after paying attorney fees and court costs, almost nothing was left of the initial winnings, and U.S. authorities ordered Jose Antonio to leave the country immediately under threat of deportation. He therefore returned to Guatemala even poorer than when he had left it. Denise Rossi, $1,300,000. Denise Rossi was an excellent wife and a loving woman until the day she won $1,300,000 in the lottery. For her, there was no question of sharing this money with her old husband. She quickly filed for divorce under a false pretext to be able to enjoy the fortune all by herself. It was only 2 years later, and totally by chance, that the ex-husband learned why Denise had left him. Somewhat angry, he decided to file a lawsuit against Denise on the grounds that she had not mentioned her winnings during their divorce. Sympathetically, the judge awarded the entirety of the winnings to the wronged husband, leaving Denise completely ruined. Willie Hurt, $3 million. Until 1989, Willie Hurt was a happy husband and father who was rather appreciated in his community. But all that changed when he won $3 million in the Michigan lottery. In less than 2 years, Hurt separated from his wife, lost custody of his children, and squandered his entire fortune to satisfy his addiction to crack. If that wasn't enough, once broke, Willie Hurt was accused of attempting to kill his girlfriend one evening when he had drunk too much alcohol. Americo Lopez, $24 million. The day Americo Lopez won $24 million in the lottery, he thought it would be a good idea to immediately retire and quietly enjoy the little pleasures of life. The idea was excellent, and Mr. Lopez omitted just one small detail: the winning ticket came from a batch of tickets bought with 5 other former colleagues. However, the news quickly spread in New Jersey, and it did not take long before his ex-colleagues learned about Americo Lopez's incredible stroke of luck. Disappointed and outraged, they immediately dragged him to court and forced Americo Lopez to return $20 million, in addition to the exorbitant legal fees. Evelyn Adams, $5,400,000. Now here's a woman who had the incredible luck to win the lottery twice in less than 2 years. The total winnings amounted to $5,400,000. You probably think that Evelyn Adams considered the luck she had to be something very few people experience in a lifetime and quickly placed her winnings wisely. Wrong. As soon as she pocketed her money, Evelyn Adams preferred to rush to Atlantic City to gamble her money on the tables of the city's 12 casinos. But as lucky as she was, her good star eventually left her, and Evelyn soon found herself without a penny. She now lives in a trailer. Michael Carroll, £9,700,000. In 2002, the self-proclaimed king of the chavs, Michael Carroll, won the jackpot in the British National Lottery. For 8 years, Carroll tried to spend all his money on cocaine, demolition car races in his own garden, and prostitutes. Yet, after living several years in this alarming luxury, Michael Carroll has been completely broke since 2010 and is somewhat of an alcoholic. After vainly trying to get back his job as a garbage man, he now works in a slaughterhouse. If you had won an incredible amount in the lottery, would you have enjoyed it in the same way? Tell us in the comments, and as usual, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and share as much as possible on Facebook and Twitter to support the channel. And if you liked this video, subscribe for more videos like this one.